Bell. I'm here blocking the left turn lane, but temporarily I think it's okay because the sidewalk's really narrow.
Yeah.
It's the 11th straight week that people have been out here protesting.
Yeah.
Thank you to everyone who's been out here every week demanding that the city make this corridor safe for cyclists and close the gap between the Wiggle and the Panhandle.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's a problem here, and the problem is that we prioritize the storage of private motor vehicles, aka parking, and access to cheap oil over the safety of cyclists and pedestrians here on Bell Street.
Yeah.
This traffic corridor was built in the 1950s as a traffic sewer with one goal: to move large amounts of vehicles through this corridor. And as a result, we have deaths and we have injuries, like poor German tourist, 21-year-old German tourist who was murdered on the Sonic on Friday. The city could have done something to prevent that, provided safe, separated bike routes on the Sonic. What happened was been demanding for years, and yet it failed. Rajiv Bhatia, who works for the Department of Public Health, was comparing the situation of poor traffic engineering to that of a doctor who fails to use the best and latest medicine to treat patients. That doctor would be sued for malpractice. And yet traffic engineers who know what to do, who know how to make our streets safe so that people don't lose their lives, just keep their jobs. We need to hold our elected representatives accountable. We need to hold the Department of Public Works and the MPAs accountable for the deaths and the injuries that are occurring on our streets. And we need to make our streets safe for those who are trying to use less oil in their lives.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I was talking about this ARCO station the other day to a friend of mine, an SFBC member, and she was saying, you know, you're just so negative. You're always talking about climate change, and you're always talking about deaths and injuries of cars and pollution and capitalism. And she's got a point, you know, like those things are real and we need to open our eyes to them. We can't bury our heads in the sand, but at the same time, we've got to hold on to that vision of having a safe network of green, and by green I mean not only green on the pavement, but trees and plants and safe green corridors throughout the city. That's what makes the city livable, and that's what makes the city safe and attractive to live in, and economically viable to thrive in. So I'm not going to go on. There's other people who want to speak. Supervisor Rosmer Karimi is here to say a few words, but before I hand it over to him, I just want to say that, you know, thanks for coming out. We have regular meetings for Fix Bell. We really encourage you to get involved in organizing these. We're going to continue coming out here on Fridays to demand the city make improvements. And if you can contribute any money, I'm going to pass this green watering can around, and the money that you can contribute will go straight to pay people's bail and the fines that people have been incurring here at the gas station for non-violent resistance. So people are going to be taking direct action shortly, and stick around for that. But this is what happens when we exhaust all the options. We lobby the city, we ask for improvements, and we've got to do it ourselves if that doesn't happen. Because you can either lay back and say, I'm going to accept the status quo, I'm going to accept climate change, I'm going to accept the Gulf spill, I'm going to accept my friends and lovers and relatives being mowed down so we can move more cars faster, or we can actually get out here on the street and do something about it. And that's what you're all doing here today. Give yourself a round of applause.
Hey, Josh, how do you answer the question, though? The city said we're fixed it. This is it. We fixed it. How do you answer that?
We certainly appreciate that the city's come out here. They've restriped it. They put green paint down. You know, but you know, I don't mean to insult pigs, but this bike lane is a pig. If you're riding on it, every day you could be riding, and someone could open their door, and you'd be forced out into traffic. So until we have a separated, safe bikeway on this busy street, you know, it's not going to be enough. So this is lipstick on a pig.
I'm a
green bike lane.
cyclist, I'm telling you, it's not fixed.
It's not fixed.
The green paint is
That's why we're out here. We need to fix Bell.
How do we get from the Panhandle back to Scott Street? Right on a highway, no bike lane. Terrible.
Yeah. So I'm going to pass this around. Give what you can. Come out to our meeting. Fixbell.wordpress.com for coverage of this and every protest. Thank you. I'm going to hand it over to Supervisor Rosmer Karimi.